up gets nothing effect. Tabs that one taken away by Troy Hellman. It seems like this could be.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's overall healthy for the game. Maybe it will be because, you know, in solo queue now, or, you know, in competitive queue, you know, at least you know you're going to be playing with people that are playing their roles, so that's kind of dope. But, you know, I think we're just sick of seeing GOATs all the time, and like they had to make a change, you know, and this was the only one that made the most sense that could get rid of GOATs, honestly. So, you know, going into stage 4, the new meta, the new 222. Our team should be pretty good because we have like really high individual skill, and we're not going to have to rely on teamwork as much, which is like GOATs is like heavily into teamwork, right? So, you know, I'm pretty sure we'll make playoffs at the end of the season.
I think in the 2-2-2 meta, D.Va will still be prominent. Orisa will probably be quite prominent. Maybe Ball. You know, it's hard to say exactly where it's all going to shake out because if the 2-2-2 does come, what also matters is the balance patch that would presumably come with it, right? And what changes would come with that. So until we know exactly what those balance changes are on the individual heroes for the Force 2-2-2, should it come to pass, then, you know, we can't really predict exactly what the meta will look like, you know?
I mean, I don't know if they gonna do it on the stage 4. I don't know, but if we do it, I think it's good for the league and good for the just for game. Like the on rank game, I think the all of the people like trying to they're wanting. So like comp is a very massive and not healthy to play. But if 2-2-2 locks, then people can do little bit more balanced game every time. And also for league, we don't need to see ghosts anymore. Good.
지금 소무 듣기로 하면은 그 222가 나오는데 이거에 대해서 어떻게 생각하는지, 그리고 또 우리한테 유리한지.
일단 개인적으로 투투투가 나와서 이제 속도 면에서 약간 박진감이 더 있을 것 같고 저희 팀한테 약간 유리하지 않을까 생각합니다.
So he personally thinks that once the 222 roll, if the 222 roll lock is in, it'll actually benefit us and it'll make the pace of the game a lot faster. So it'll probably be a lot more exciting to watch as well.
네, 저희 팀이 투투투가 된다면은 좀 많이 세지고 지금보다 더 많은 승리를 가지고 이제 좀 더 쉽게 프롭도 갈 수 있고 우승도 노려볼 만하다고 봅니다.
It'll definitely be advantageous for us, and we'll probably win more games, and we'll probably have an easier time making the playoffs.
뭐 당연히 지금도 뭐 보는 입장에서 뭐 지루하다는 평가가 또 많이 나오고, 그래서 리그 입장에서 전체적으로 봤을 때는 굉장히 좋을 것 같고요. 개인적인 플레이들이 많이 나오니까. 그리고 저희 플로리다 메이햄은 사실 고츠 메타 때 하위권이었다는 거는 전체로서의 팀합이 별로 안 좋았다는 뜻이거든요. 근데 이제 그걸 벗어나서 개인적인 플레이가 더 돋보이고, 그런 개인적인 것들이 돋보이는 투투투 메타에서는 저희가 진짜 잘할 것 같아요. 중위권 이상은 무조건 간다 생각은 해요.
You know, there was a lot of say voices from the viewership perspective on how boring the 3-3 meta has been to watch. So he feels that on that front, maybe Blizzard kind of biting a bullet and making it into a meta where individual performances can really shine might be a really good step forward, from at least from a viewer's perspective. From a personal perspective, he thinks that knowing that Florida Mayhem was kind of like a bottom team when it came to GOATs or 3-3 means that Florida's teamwork was not always there. So having a 2-2-2 lock-in, which again enable individual playmaking, he feels like it'll be a lot better for the Florida Mayhem as well. And when it comes down to individual performances and abilities, he feels like the Florida Mayhem will definitely be a mid-high tier at the very least going to stage 4. And he definitely expects his team to perform much better than it did today, or did in this whole season so far.
Yeah, so there obviously has been a lot of rumors surrounding 222 lock, and obviously you see in stage 3 now, at least towards the end of it, and a little bit at the beginning, that you don't have to run GOATs exclusively or the 3-3 comps exclusively. You can run DPS and do fairly well, as you can see from teams from like Valiant, for example. They added a couple pieces to their lineup, and now they're, I would say, probably a top 4 team with a DPS oriented comp. But in terms of us, I think Pokpo over there is a top 5 Winston in the league. He's like just a phenomenal Winston player. He's also very good at Orisa too, and I think Orisa and Winston will become a lot more relevant moving into it. And then I also think our bench is kind of deep in a way that if somebody isn't comfortable at a certain thing or whatever, our bench is deep enough that we can cover those holes and move forward with that.
I think honestly, not just because we have a terrible record, but it would honestly be a big deal for us because that is my comfort zone, and that is the comfort zone of my teammates, being able to play our best heroes and being able to play a style that's like very reactionary and very comfortable. We're all veterans, and we feel very comfortable playing those type of mid-range comps that are good against a lot of things, playing our signature heroes. And so if we get to play in a 2-2-2 meta, we'll be very comfortable with that for sure.
일단 지금 저희가 이 메타에서 최고로 잘한다고 생각을 하는데 일단 압도적으로 잘한다 생각 안 하는데 투투투 메타가 온다면 제 생각엔 압도적으로 더 잘한다 생각하고. 그리고 또 질문이
다른 팀들 중에 투투투 때문에 또 올라올 만한 팀이 없어요?
투투투 되면 올라올 만한 팀들이 일단 제 개인적인 생각으로 상하이, 거기 DM 선수랑 딜러진이랑 다 좋아가지고 상하이 생각합니다.
Okay, so he actually believes NYXL is like the best team right now with the current comp, but he doesn't think that we're like so dominating right now. He does think we're the best team, but not by a huge margin. But if the 2-2-2 lock is true, the rumor is true, then he believes we'll be like actually the best team, like dominating team. And then a team that he would pick that would like improve a lot by 2-2-2 comp will be Shanghai, because they have a lot of good DPS players like DM and stuff like that.
투투투 락이 된다면은 확실히 리그 보시는 분들 입장에서는 슈퍼플레이도 많이 나오고 아마 그 고치 메타보다는 더 재밌을 것 같다고 생각을 하고요. 그리고 이제 딜러 만약 투투투 메타가 오면 딜러가 좀 중요한 메타가 되기 때문에 하위권에 있던 팀들도 좀 많이 올라올 것 같고, 그 중에선 뭐 워싱턴하고 뭐 필라도 좀 많이 올라올 것 같아요. 원래 잘했던 팀이라.
I can't remember. Okay, so Libero said definitely 2-2-2 log will be, he thinks it will be healthy for the league because it'll be more enjoyable for the fans to watch, since like DPS are more fun to watch. They make like super plays, stuff like that. So and then a team that he said because DPS is really important in 2-2-2 meta, he thinks even like the bottom ranked teams right now may like get improved like drastically. So 2 teams he picked are Washington and Philly.
일단 투투투 락이 된다면은 스테이지 4 때 된다면은 지금 메타보다는 확실히 더 보는 맛은 더 많을 것 같아요. 딜러 위주의 메타가 좀 많이 득세할 것 같고, 그래서 시청자들이 좀 보기에 더 재밌고 좀 더 화려한 그런 스테이지가 될 것 같고, 일단 그 락이 된다면 일단 올라올 팀은 제가 봤을 땐 시즌 1 우승팀하고 준우승팀인 필라랑 런던이 아마도 좀 강하지 않을까 생각을 해요.
So about the 2-2-2 log, it'll definitely be a good change for the league because same thing as Libero, like it'll be more enjoyable for the fans to watch. And then the 2 teams he picked that will like improve if the 2-2-2 log is rumor is true, are the 2 teams who played in the finals last year, London and Philly.
I mean, we as players honestly don't know what's happening, so we kind of just take it as it comes to us. If it were to happen in stage 4, I think we have like a really talented like DPS lineup. I mean, obviously I'm very comfortable in hitscan. We have Jin, who's like incredibly talented as well. I mean, look at him. He came from Open Division and came into AO within like a month of play. So I mean, it just shows how much of an incredible person he is. Like, same with Mangachu. He's been absolutely like popping off on Farah. But I mean, not forgetting about Ivy. Like, he's super talented projectile player as well. He can flex onto the hitscan a little bit. So it's like, if that were to happen, I'd say we were looking pretty comfortably.
For sure, your Widow is definitely terrifying to anybody on the other end. But you guys you have a lot of very talented DPS players, so I'm excited when I get to see them.
If the 2-2 locks come, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like double sniper. So I think I'm gonna be on Mercy duty then. So I have to like switch off from the Lucio. And I think it's like overall for our team, it might be a little bit rough to begin with because like we haven't played, for example, if it's a double sniper, we haven't played Hanzo that much. Like Baby and Lyra are great widows, but neither of them have played like Hanzo so much. So we might have a little struggling there in the beginning, but if the meta becomes like dive or something like that, I think first week might be a bit tough, but after that I think we should be really good because like Erster's an insane Genji. We have Lyra's a great Tracer, so I think if it's dive, it's gonna be probably easier. If it's double sniper, we might struggle in the beginning.
I think it is a really good change that they should have done already, because it has the people that play the game that when you play a competitive game online, that everyone knows their role. So there's no like arguments about, oh, I don't want to play this role, now you have to play, then someone is forced to play what he doesn't want to play or he's not good at. So I think it's going to help the competitive community, the amateur community too. And it's also going to help the pro players to secure your spot, your job, because at the end of the day, you can't specialize on many roles. So you have your role, you're going to be focused on that, and I think it's pretty good. I like it.
오늘 메엠하고 하고 어제도 가끔 저희가 딜러를 썼잖아요. 거기서 결과가 좋았기 때문에 아까 말했듯이 좀만 더 다듬으면 굉장히 잘할 거라는 기대가 높고, 그리고 또 하나가 뭐였죠?
네가 주로 할 것 같은데.
저요? 일단 다 알다시피 라인은 제외하고 뭐 다이브 치는 조합에서는 뭐 그냥 뭐 당연한 말이지만 윈스턴 레킹볼 쓸 것 같고, 아니면은 오리사로 대치하는 그런 조합을 쓸 것 같다.
이 처음에 뭐라고 그랬냐? 그래. So after today's games, I saw hope in our DPS lineup and like our just countering DPS and playing DPS in general. So I think with some refinement, we can be really good in 2-2. And I think I'll either be playing, other than the Reign, I think I'll be playing Winston and Dive, and Orisa for maybe like bunker and like when we're like facing off, like when they're in like a stalemate or something, like when we're like shooting at each other, it's gonna be like Orisa.
투투 조합 되면은 당연히 저희 팀한테 이득이고, 저희가 투투투에 대한 이해도가 좀 높은 것 같아서 저희한테 이득이에요.
So he thinks that it's a benefit for us because we have a good understanding of 2-2 comp. So he thinks that it will be good for us.
So hypothetically, if 2-2 lock were to happen, I think there's pros and cons, obviously, for it happening and not happening. It does kind of screw with players like Sinatra, for example, who are like really strong on DPS, but also have like a really good Zarya, because that can't happen anymore with being locked DPS. But I do think it's positive because it'll help give them more of a structure for the game and an easier way to balance the game overall. So you'll see a lot more diversity within the meta and stuff like that. And for Justice, I think obviously if you see Corey's Widowmaker, like that's all you need. That's all you need. So I think we're good going for 2-2.
So on the topic of 2-2, one of the things that it does is it makes the game like way easier to balance for Blizzard. So right now there's a lot of DPS heroes and tanks that aren't played regularly, but if 2-2 is role locked, you know, in the game where everyone has to be playing all 2 tanks, 2 supports, and 2 DPS at the same time, that means that the game will be easier to balance specific heroes into. So if somebody's a good option here compared to the rest of them, then you just make the rest of them a little bit better, or you can make the good option a little bit worse. Try to make it a little bit more even, because right now it's just crazy. You can literally play whatever, like goats right now. Not very fun. So looking forward to next season, or next stage even, if they decide to implement it there. I think Justice is a really strong 2-2 core. I think Corey, obviously, really strong Widow player, and there's going to be a lot of maps where Widow's viable. A lot of maps. Giannis obviously is a really good Winston. So I think with Sansa, Giannis, Winston Diva frontline with Corey on Widowmaker, I think we can do a lot. We can do a lot. 2-2-2.